Welcome to RTF Sports Talk Live with your host, as always, Matthew Lyle. I said we're live. I don't know if we're live. Joined by Grand Hefe, as always, Michael, Mr. Buck Nasty. How are we doing today, gentlemen?
All right. Even if we wasn't live, we're supposed to be, and that's on Mike, everybody. So just go ahead and blame him.
Yeah, blame me and I'll take it. But
at mbug41 on Twitter.
Be sure to at me and TBH me.
I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm gonna say this before we start. Before you go, I'm tired, man. I am beat. I started school yesterday, and it's nothing like being a communication major while also trying to do 2 podcasts and have family life. Let me tell you something. It is not fun. Both classes already. Of course, I knew I was going to get a writing class and a communication class. Both already got to do papers. Already. Welcome to my life.
Yeah, hey, I'm right there with you. I'm not taking school, but I am trying to get into real estate, so I got to take 90 hours of real estate classes online. Which
it's tough, man.
The beauty of online is you can take it at your own pace.
Yep.
Well, I can't start making money until I get all that done. So I'm committing like 10 hours a day to that. So I get you.
It's tough, man.
And, let's just show that there is the planets are aligning, because I'm actually going to give Michael Buchheister some props and agree with something he's done. And I'm going to agree with the fact that we shouldn't be live.
It's going to snow today. It's going to snow today.
Get out of here. Billy, where are you coming from with your weather?
Well, anyway. Because you gave Mike props, so it got to snow somewhere.
Yeah, somewhere.
Something's happening.
If you're So anyway, but the real thing is, I saw Mike post on social media, the thing that has been driving me wild for the last 2 weeks. Patriots-Chiefs AFC Championship. You heard it here first. No, we didn't. We heard that 20 weeks ago at the beginning of the season. Maybe not Chiefs, but when people like, it was last week, Rams-Saints NFC Championship. You heard it here first. Did we? Because I feel like we've been saying that for about the last 3 months.
I believe we heard that after the Rams-Chiefs game.
Exactly. Or after the first Rams-Saints game that was really good. Or the idea of Saints-New England Super Bowl. You heard it here first. Did we?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we heard that when both teams were undefeated. I think when Kansas City was still undefeated, which was a long time ago.
I mean, but even if you go back to the beginning of the season, everybody was giving all this mad props to the Rams, and they were just saying the AFC, the Patriots were the best team.
Yep.
Which, obviously that was a week before the season even started. But here we are. That's a very likely possibility. So no, Mr. Steve whatever on Facebook, I didn't hear it here first.
His name's Steve Wilkes.
Oh, Lord.
The same as my D coordinator?
Yeah.
Isn't he also the bald guy? Isn't he also the bald guy on local television that comes on after Jerry Springer?
Yeah, and he has that lazy eye.
Oh, no. Yeah, Steve Wilkos.
Wilkos, yeah. Okay. Yeah, he gets he gets crazy. So we're already off the rails, 100 mile an hour. Let's hop in here. We've had some pretty passionate thoughts on this, nothing too crazy. Kyler Murray decided he's going to enter his name in the NFL draft. He tried to bargain with the A's to try to get more money. I don't know what happened with that. All I know is yesterday he confirmed he will be entering the name of the draft. Doesn't actually mean he's going to commit to that. Was a player who showed you he's had some commitment issues. Transferring from Texas A&M, out. Getting drafted by a baseball team, going to play football. What's your thoughts on it? Billy, we're going to start with you.
I don't like it. We talked about it in the draft. Now his willingness to go get his money. I'm not mad about that. Go get your money. I don't care. And just him going to the NFL, I don't really care about. But for me, I just felt like he should have just came out and said that, because back in June when he signed this contract to play baseball with the Oakland A's, he thought that he was worth $4.66 million because we didn't hear a peep out of that. And had Kyler Murray had a mediocre season and he was projected to be a 3rd or 5th round draft pick, we wouldn't be sitting here having this conversation about Kyler Murray right now. I think I can pretty much guarantee that. So now the fact that you are hearing rumors that you could be a 1st round draft pick and that you could be going and you can be getting more money, way more money than the $4 million that you signed back in June to play baseball, Now you're going to the Oakland A's acting like a mob boss and saying, if I don't get this, I'm going to do this. Well, Mr. Kyler Murray, sir, how about you go do that? Now, from the reports, they did send somebody out there to him on Sunday. Apparently, they were willing to give him more money. The MLB was also willing to waive the rule stating that you couldn't give recently drafted players MLB-type money. But I think everybody knew, including him and his agent, also knew that they wasn't going to raise it to $15 million. So that was his out to say, well, look, this is what happened. I can go make more money here. And everybody would understand that instead of him just coming out from the beginning saying he want to play football. Because I think he really had no intentions of playing baseball. Once the season got going, at the first beginning of the season, nobody knew who Kyler Murray was. People were just saying he's the backup to Baker. Like, he could be good. We've seen him in flashes. You know, that half that Baker was suspended last year. We've seen him for that, one play, really, because the running back took it to the house on the first play. So I just think he should have been a big boy about it and came out up front and said, hey, I want to play football. Everybody would have understood that.
Mike, what say you?
Well, Billy, I am applauding everything that he is doing. He had a great year, so he wants his money. He is going to try to flex his muscle. So that is why he went with the A's and said, hey, I want $15 million to play ball, and if not, I'm going to go make the money in the NFL. And I applaud everything he is doing. You guys applaud Bell for doing the same thing. You applaud Antonio Bryant or like Antonio Brown for doing the same thing back on their contract issues. This is the same exact thing. We have seen this time and time again. When you have a two-sport athlete such as Kyler, he has the opportunity to do what he wants. We saw this back when John Elway was coming into the NFL. The Baltimore Colts had the first overall pick, and the Colts said, "We're going to pick you." And he says, "If you do, I'm not coming. I'm going to go play ball." Kyler Murray's doing the same thing. He is going to enter himself in the draft. If he gets picked by a team that he wants to go play for and has the opportunity to make really good money, why not go to the NFL? And if he gets picked up by the Cardinals, go play ball. Go play for the A's. I am applauding everything he is doing. He is doing what he wants. Yes, he might have commitment issues. Well, we're not females and we don't care.
Way to go, Mike. Way to really make that one end on a high note. I'm going to go on the end that there is some muddy water to this, but I don't think there's any malicious intent at all. I think he coming through college. He knew he was Baker's backup. He said, "Hey, I'm 5'11". You're not really going to draft me on this. I don't want to play receiver, so I'm going to go try to play baseball. I really like that sport. It's something I enjoy doing. I get drafted high. They give me a lot of money, and then I have a really good season." So going into the season, I'm sure he expected to throw 20 touchdowns, maybe look really good because he's playing in the Big 12, and then go play baseball. But then he looked really, really good against the Big 12. He won the conference. He won the Heisman. He made it to the playoffs, really showed out against the Bama team once he got rolling. And now, because this is the NFL, there's so much smoke gathered around anything that looks prolific and offensive. So now and then Kingsbury gets that job at number 1, and there's the rumors that he's flirting with taking Murray at number 1. Now everybody's panicking. Now everybody says, "Oh, we'll take him in the top 10." So he's weighing his options. I guess I get the part about him wanting to go get extra money from baseball, because I would do the same. If I took a job making $50,000 a year, and then the 2 weeks after I took the job, I got an offer to host a radio show, which is something we love doing, talking, communicating. But it paid less. But it was something I really enjoyed. I would go back to my employer and say, "Hey, I've got this other opportunity. Will you pay me even more to do something I like doing a little less?" If they say yes, that's something I got to consider. If they say no, then I'm going to go follow my heart. And with that, I don't even think the door even closed on this still. we still don't know how tall he is. Depending on how you ask, he's anywhere from 5'7" to 5'11". The NFL Combine is going to pick this kid apart. They're going to know exactly how tall he is. He's 5'8" and 34th inches. He weighs exactly this weight. They're going to pick him apart. If he comes from being picked apart and they're saying, hey, this kid's a first-round draft, I think he sticks in the draft. But if they pick him apart and they say, you're probably going to find yourself in the second and third round, I think he considers baseball. Plus, I hate to say it about a sport that people love, such as baseball, but let's face it, they need a younger facelift. They have one of the best players in the league plays in one of the biggest markets, and he still can't even get proper love. So they need somebody that's going to bring some attention, some flash. I think if it comes out that he's going to be a late first-round pick, I think the A's ante up and they'll say, we'll give you an extra $10 million. But I think the kid's still being 19. He don't know what to do. He wants to play the sport he loves, but he can't turn away money that's already there in his pocket. I think he's trying to bounce back and forth, and he's doing what a lot of 18, 19-year-old kids, he's trying to have that question answered for him. He either wants somebody to say, you're going number one, or he wants the A's to say, here's $15 million, you know what to do.
And that's my problem, because from the start of the season, we all knew that he was going to play football. You know, at the start of the season, to everybody's point, he was a guy that most people didn't really know what to expect. They knew he had flashes of being great. They knew how good of a runner he was. But nobody really predicted the 42 touchdown passes to 7 interceptions that he had. You know, and Mike, to your point about Antonio Brown, everybody killed Antonio Brown. Nobody said Antonio Brown. Nobody was on the side of Antonio Brown.
But then we applaud Bell. So it's the same.
We did, but Bell was not under contract. Bell was not a Pittsburgh Steeler at no time during the 2018-2019 season. He was not under contract. That was the issue, because he never signed a contract. Now, back to Kyler Murray, who signed a contract saying, I'm going to be playing as a Oakland A next season. I get it. I don't care that he has options. You know, take all the, you know, do whatever's best for you, because if I was in the situation, I would go football. But the problem is, you knew you wanted to play football the whole entire time, and now you're trying to be the good guy. Now, as Matthew just said, you're trying to have your decision made for you, because you already know it's going to be the football decision. The Oakland A's is not going to pay you $15 million. They're not going to do that. And it was clear that they wasn't going to pay him $15 million, because he obviously entered his name into the NFL draft yesterday. So from that standpoint, it was, hey, they said they wasn't going to do this, so I had no choice, because who wouldn't blame me if I take the money? I don't think he slips to the second round, no matter what his height is, Matthew. No, I know me and you were on that train, but they got him going as high as 6, obviously, to the Giants, or 7 to the Jaguars. There's no way his height make him fall, 23 picks. I don't see it. It's possible, but I don't see it unless he gets in trouble.
So he
knew he was going football.
Actually, I think, to your point on Baker, and I'm not saying this happened, I'm just giving examples. The thing that's really – look, the dude could go out here and rob a bank, and if he don't go to jail, he's going to fall, but they're still going to draft him. The thing that could really just demolish his whole train that he's running here is if – and like I said, I'm just speculating, making things up to make a point. The kid's only played high school and college, and if he is truly 5'8", there's no problem. There's not much of a problem with him being 5'8", but he can't have a 5'8" man's hands. So if he has small hands and he's struggling to throw and grip and palm that ball, they're going to, just make those routes, even in T-shirt and ball shorts. That's what they're going to start picking apart. That's what.
But I wouldn't think that he could do that, especially if he already entered his name. I'm sure somebody has gotten him an NFL size ball, and he's shown the ability to do that, or else he wouldn't throw away guaranteed money that he's already got in pocket. And that's my thing. You thought you were good enough, or you thought you were $4 million good, and that's it when we went to the negotiation table the first time. And now that guys are saying, yeah, you can go over here and make more money right away, because obviously it's been documented since all of this came out. Lamar Jackson, who was the 32nd pick of the first round, got a signing bonus of $9 million. So they had already did the math. oh, that's $5 million more than what he got in baseball. So already he'll be making more money. So that's my problem with it. Just put on your big boy pants and just say, I want to play football. I love baseball. It's my passion.
So,
but there's nothing like being an NFL quarterback.
You are having a problem with the 18-year-old kid taking $4 million. Let's all flashback 14, 15, 16 years. If a person put $4 million in front of us, do any of us have the brain power?
But I don't have a problem with him taking the money, Mike. What I have a problem with is him just not coming out and being an adult about it, which he is. I mean, when I was 18, I was off in the Army. That's adult years. They say you can go fight in wars at 18. 18 is grown man. You're going off to college. You're not with your parents.
But you can't drink.
So what I'm saying is he knew he wanted to play football. Just say that. Instead of trying to have people make his decision for him, instead of trying to have a way out to play baseball, because I do believe at the beginning of the season, he wanted to play baseball. Hey, he signed the contract. This is the guaranteed money. I'm going to take this route. But once he started booming in football, Mike, every time they asked him whether he was going to play baseball or football, his answer was always the same. I don't know. I'm keeping my options open.
Exactly.
His agent, meanwhile, was saying he's going to play for the Oakland A's. What I'm saying is, you knew the whole time you wanted to play football. Just say that.
Okay.
Just say that.
But he only wants to play.
Instead of trying to have a reason to go play football.
He only wants to play if he is only going to play ball or football if the opportunity presents himself in the correct manner. Like, I don't think he wants to go play for the Jets. Who wants to go play for the crappy Jets? Nobody. If he gets drafted by the Jets...
He's not going to go to the Jets, though. They got Sam Darnold.
I'm just saying a team that is not very good, like the Jets. If he gets drafted by the Jets, he can say, thank you for the draft pick, but no, I'm going to go play baseball. This is the perfect opportunity for a guy like himself to pick and choose which option best suits him in the future. So
I get that. I get the options. I don't care that he has options. I care that he knew he wanted to play football this entire time, Mike.
Just because you want to play something, it doesn't mean you
just
can go and do that.
But that's, Mike, from the beginning of the season, they were talking about this kid. He could go in the first round all year long from the very first game he played. It was not a secret that Kyler Murray was already playing baseball, correct. That he had already signed a baseball contract, and he was still playing football. We all knew that.
So here's the thing, though, and this is where I can't really get mad at Baker for this because he didn't have leverage. So, yes, they said early he was going to be a first-rounder, but we've seen guys who said, they're going to go first round, and a crappy season, an injury, poor mechanics. Next thing you know, you're falling into the second and third round. So he accepted that money from the A's because he had no leverage to accept anything else. Once this became a reality that he could get NFL money, he now has more leverage.
But he wanted to go to the NFL. That's my point. I don't care about the leverage. My point is,
why are we holding him
to the NFL? Just say that.
Okay, but why? Okay, so example. Why didn't we all knew LeBron wanted to go to LA? Why didn't he come out and say it? Because he was under contract to another sport right then, and he was trying to be politically correct.
Well, if he was trying to be politically correct, he could have just said, when asked the question about whether he would play baseball, he would say, I'm a member of the Oakland A's if you're trying to be professional. Because when LeBron was asked that question, LeBron was saying, I'm only worried about the Cleveland Cavaliers. This is my focus. He wasn't giving up, I don't know what I'm going to do answer. He was giving, this is my focus here.
But if he says that means he does not care about the Oklahoma Sooners football season. So by him saying that he is keeping his option open, it is pleasing both the A's and Oklahoma at that same time.
It's not pleasing. Mike, you are owner, right?
Yeah.
You're the owner of the Oakland A's, right? And you sign a kid to a $4 million contract, and he is your asset.
I would have never let him play college football.
My exact point. So how are you going to say what you just said about the owner? The owner is already worried. He's been worried all year. Like, am I going to get my asset? I got his owner saying, yeah, he's going to be an Oakland A's.
That is the owner's fault.
And then I
100%.
got my actual accent saying, no, man, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep my options open. But my point is, Kyler Murray knew he wanted to play football. He said a ridiculous number like $15 million because he knew that wasn't going to happen. They were not going to give him $15 million. And he wanted a reason. And he wanted a reason to say, oh, this is the reason why I'm going to play football. Instead of just saying, I want to go play football. Because we all knew it. And nobody will fault him wanting to be an NFL quarterback and a AAA outfielder. No, nobody's going to fault you for that. So just come out and say, hey, man, I want to play football. You already know you're going to get the big bucks anyways. You already know up front you're going to make more money playing football. So just go ahead and take that route.
Yeah, but
so let me ask you this, Billy. Let me ask you this, Billy. Let me ask you one question. I know this is a bit of a comparison, but I want to know your thoughts on this. Should at any point during the college football season, should Nick Saban have said, Tua Tagovailoa is my guy and Jalen Hurts is the backup? He never said that because he didn't want to risk running the other off. He didn't want to risk saying, "Oh, we're going to give the ball to Tua and then Jalen's definitely out." What you do is you walk that line until your time till you have to make a decision.
That's totally different. That's totally different.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's commitments.
No,
how?
It's not.
How?
Because we're talking about a guy. We're talking about a guy.
We're talking about an 18-year-old.
I don't care how old he is.
Okay.
We have 18-year-olds making good decisions all the time. We have to stop doing that when it's something controversial that they do. Now we want to bring up their age.
It's not controversial.
Yeah,
it's brilliant.
It is controversial because we're talking about it. We wouldn't be talking about whether or not he asking them for $15 million or whether he's going to go baseball, whether he's going to go football when he already signed a baseball contract. That is controversial. Like it can't get any more controversial. It could possibly, and it can be both, but it's controversial. That's why we're talking about it.
Well, but there shouldn't be. I mean, it's for anybody to get upset because here's the thing: he signs that contract, he don't perform. You know who's not honoring that contract? The owner. Only $5 million of that was guaranteed. So if in year 2 he's trash and he gets cut, are you going to be on here stomping and say, "Give this man his $5 million? He signed a contract to you"? No. You're not.
But I don't care about that. What I care about is him not being a grown-up saying, just coming out from the beginning and saying, I want to play football. Because we all knew he were going to play football. This is a speculation all year long.
So then if the owner, then why aren't we holding the owner to the same accountability that if he really wanted Kyler Murray, he would make the entire contract guaranteed? If he really wanted to do it, why aren't we holding this man, the owner, the GM, to the accountability?
Or better yet,
but we're owning Kyler Murray.
Say, no, you cannot play college ball. Say you are a part of the Oakland A's. Your college life is like over.
I'm just curious why we're holding him accountable, but not everyone else in this organization accountable, because it'd be the same. If he got hurt, or I'm not even use hurt because I get that it's injured. But if he goes out there and underperforms,
but I don't care about the commitment that he's breaking, though. I only care that he just didn't come out from the very beginning and saying, I want to play football, instead of making somebody say no to him just so he can go do what he wanted to do anyway. So that's what I have a problem with.
If he
I don't care that he made a commitment to the Oakland A's and he's backing out of to play football. I said he should probably go play football. I would go play football if I was in his shoes. I don't care about the commitment being broken. I just care about not being an adult and acting like a child. You're doing adult business, but you're acting like a child.
You're so passionate about this. Would you bet your life? And you're going to say yes because we're debating, but you don't know Kyler Murray. He may actually want to keep his options open. He may enjoy baseball. It may not give him the rush. He may not get the instant fame and the instant cash, but he may enjoy baseball.
You're saying the same thing I've said already, but earlier in this same conversation.
Okay,
so why would he come out? But why would he come out and say, I would rather play football?
Because he wants to play football. He obviously gave them an insane number because he knows. Hold on, Matthew Lyle. So you're telling me that the Oakland A's were going to give him $15 million?
I've heard a lot of sources say yes. If they think he's as good as he is, to draft him at 9.
So why didn't they do it?
We don't know that they haven't.
We do know that they haven't, because he told them, you give me $15 million or I enter my name in the NFL draft. That's facts. Those are facts. So did he enter his name in the NFL draft?
Yeah, but but a business isn't going to make a decision like that in 24-hour time, and he can return at any time. Maybe he wanted to do both equally. He's just wanting to see who's going to give him more money. If all things on the table are equal, who's paying you more? If you have two jobs that you love equally, who's paying you more at that point? Not which one I want to do more. If I have two jobs that I love,
but I'm saying that. I'm coming out and saying that. We already know that's the motive.
Okay. Yeah, but if he says, I want to play ball,
40, yeah, of course. But we already know what that decision is justified by. But we're not saying I don't know if I take that 35 or I don't know if I want to take the 40. But knowing the whole time that we want to take the 40, and then we go to the guy that's paying us 35 and say, hey, I'm getting 40 over here. Sure. But you're going to pay me this, and if not, I'm going to go over here.
So you would rather him lie to you.
Hang on, Matt. So the real issue here is if he says, I want to play X sport, then the other sport is kind of out of the game, and then his price
But he
down.
Already said that, Mike. He already said he wanted to play the other sport because he gave him an ultimatum.
Okay,
but still. He entered his name in the NFL draft, so how doesn't he want to play the other sport?
Because he can remove it at any time.
But he does want to play the other sport because if he didn't want to play the other sport, he wouldn't have entered his name. Forget that he can back out of it.
It's all about money.
But here's the thing: he can back out of it. Does he want to play the other sport or not? Obviously, he does because he put his name in the NFL draft.
But you're missing a big point of that.
No, I answered your question.
No, hold on.
Money.
Hold on. You're missing the point. That if he did not enter the draft yesterday, let's just say they left that meeting with no answer, no yes, no no. He has no idea what the A's are doing. If he did not enter the draft, from my understanding, he could not do so today. Yesterday was the deadline.
Yesterday was the deadline, of course.
So go ahead and take the safe route, knowing you can pull your name out at any time, because he wants to do both. He's just trying to find.
That's what I just said. He wants to do both. And you're telling me no, he doesn't.
No, you said he wants to play football.
He does want to play the other sport. He does want to play football.
He wants to do both. You just admitted he wanted to do both. So you can't say he wants to do both.
Obviously, he wants to do both if he signed a contract to play baseball. I mean, but we're not idiots here now. We're not 7-year-olds here. We're grown adults talking sports.
The only reason he entered the draft.
Of course, he wanted to play baseball as well because he signed a contract to go play baseball. I mean, let's not be crazy here.
But the only reason you're acting like the only reason he entered the draft is because that's what he wants to do.
That's the only option he had at the time. Nobody knew what kind of football player he was going to be.
No,
so of course he signed the contract. Dude, it's right in his face. Mike said it earlier.
I'm not talking about the contract.
You just said he.
No, I said the reason you
go back and listen to the tape, Matthew.
We will.
And hear these ridiculous statements, and you're contradicting yourself. Go back and read the. Go back and listen to the tape. Go back and listen to the tape.
Please, you do too. I will, if you will.
You just brought up baseball and said, no, we're not talking about baseball.
No, I said, the only reason he entered, you're making it sound like the reason he entered the NFL draft, you've said this. Mike, did he not? The only reason he entered the NFL draft is because that's what he wanted to do more. You just said, by him entering in the NFL draft, that showed you what he wanted to do more. When no, the reason he entered the NFL draft is because it was a deadline. Once he entered the draft, he can remove his name at any time. He cannot do the opposite. He cannot say, oh, I've changed my mind, let me get in this draft. He did that as a safety precaution. That does not tell me he wants to do one more than the other. So you're sitting here saying, this is where you're confusing me. And I was out of this. I had nothing into this until the contradictions rolled out. You said he's a man. He should pick one or the other.
No. Don't twist my words. What I said was he's a man. He should have just came out and said what he wanted to do. I didn't say
maybe he doesn't know.
That's what I said. So don't twist my words around.
Yeah.
If
he doesn't know what he wants to do.
Doesn't know, that's fine. But don't twist my words around to say that I said something else that I didn't. If he don't know, that's fine. But
then what?
But from my point of view, because we all speculate here,
right?
You're saying it's not facts, just like what I'm saying it's not facts. What I believe is he wanted to play football from the beginning. He signed a contract to play baseball for the Oakland A's with the permission to play 1 year of football at Oklahoma. He started getting buzz, and from that buzz, Every time the question was asked, are you going to play football or are you going to play baseball? He left it up for discussion. So if he really wanted to continue to play baseball, he would have said, I'm in Oakland A, I want to play baseball. And as to my point earlier, if he would have been a 3rd to 5th round draft pick, we would not be having this discussion right now because he would be going to play baseball. He wouldn't even ask $15 million. He would have kept his $4.66 million, and he would have went on to spring training on April 19th in Arizona.
Okay. So he's keeping his options motion.
So let me ask you a question, Billy. Let me just ask you a question. We're all speculation. The medicine's about to give your boy a heart attack. It increased my heart rate already. Let me just ask you this question because I'm seeing spots. If he truly does not know, what is he supposed to say?
Do you believe he truly does not know?
I truly do.
Well, then what I say doesn't matter because you already locked in to your answer. And no matter what I say, it doesn't matter because you already truly believe he doesn't know. And I'm telling you, I believe he does know what he wanted to do.
Okay. So let's just pretend for a second that something could come out. We'll never have any way of knowing, but let's just say there's a truth detector and it is confirmed that he was honestly 50-50. What if this was your son or this was your brother or this was a family member, a loved one, and they came to you and said, Billy, I truly do not know. I truly don't know. On Monday, I want to play baseball. On Tuesday, I want to play football. When I practice football, I want to be playing baseball. When I'm in football games, I want to be playing football. If he told you he truly did not know, what would you tell him to say?
Money talks.
I would always I've had this conversation. If I was his dad, if I was his agent, I'll be telling him regardless, go play baseball.
Okay.
One, we're talking longevity. You can play until your late years. The long-term money is there. So if I'm advising him, I'm telling him to go play football.
Okay. So then you're telling me to go play football or baseball?
I mean baseball. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm going to tell him to go play baseball.
So let's just end this topic before I die on a
deep
common
breath.
note.
Deep breath.
On a common note. He should have said that then. If that's truly where he's at and that's what his advisors told him, then that. Because I truly think he doesn't know. And if he came to you and said, I don't know, what should I tell the media? Would you be okay if he would have said, I don't know, but I feel like baseball is safer? Would you have been okay with that? I mean,
I just rather him be honest. I don't think any of it. I don't think any of it was genuine.
But
that's
what if
I feel?
But
that's how I feel.
I know
because,
it is
because the context, the facts don't really support that he didn't really know what he wanted to do. So not like nothing supports. Oh, he didn't know.
So basically, all this comes down to you think he's a liar. You think he's lying about this.
No, I just didn't think that he was being an adult about it. I don't think he was being real about it. He didn't lie. I don't really think he lied.
So before we move
everything
on,
is
let
up
me
for
get
discussion.
one more.
So he never lied in any of his statements.
But you truly don't think? I don't know because
no, I truly think that he already knew he wanted to play football this entire time.
But
that's what I believe.
But here's the thing: what if he didn't? What do you expect of him? If he truly did not, what do you expect of him?
As I said, if he truly didn't, something we would never know, then okay, fine. You didn't know what you wanted to do. But that's not what he was saying. That's why I say nothing points to the fact that he didn't know what he wanted to do.
Didn't you? I don't want to put words in anybody's mouth, but wasn't it brought up that that's all he said in his interviews? Was I'm keeping my options open. I don't know what I want to do. All right, I'm moving on.
No. 1 second.
Keeping your options open don't mean you don't know what you're doing.
Okay.
You can already. LeBron was keeping his options open, which is the reason why he sent Rich Paul over to talk to Philadelphia, but he already knew he was going to the Lakers. So I mean, let's stop that.
Yes.
We're adults here. We are adults.
Yes,
he is keeping it. Don't do that. Don't do that.
And I'm 30 years old, and there's big decisions every day that I struggle with. And I'm not putting
I didn't say that.
Moving
You're
on.
saying it's facts just because he was saying, "Oh, my decision,"
and you're saying it's
decisions
facts
is
because
up
he's
in
not.
the air.
You're getting mad over assumptions. That's ridiculous.
Okay. No, because you're not listening.
But
that's fine. That's fine. Go ahead. Let's move on.
You're getting mad over assumptions.
Let's move on.
All right.
Well, I get mad when people don't listen and then they try to twist words. That's what I don't like.
I heard everything
it's easy. It's just easy to listen. That's all. But go ahead.
No, you literally said, I think, and then you followed up. You said, this is what he said. I think this. We're all thinking, but you're not willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's wrong. Playoff coaches on the hot seat. Who of the playoffs coaches that's lost? Who's on the hot seat?
The coaches that have lost?
Yes, of the playoffs. In the playoffs,
the Houston's coach definitely on the hot seat. What's his name? Bill
O'Brien. It's Bill O'Brien,
isn't it? Gary Kubiak?
No, Gary Kubiak's been out for years.
I'm sorry. He is on my mind because he just signed with a advisory for the Vikings, actually. So the Houston Texans coach is definitely on the hot seat. He's been on the hot seat kind of pretty much the whole season. Like when they started out 0-3, the seat got really hot. Then they went on their little run. It got a little bit cooler. Losing to a division foe in the first round of the playoffs, the way they lost, that seat got a little bit hotter. And I think there's a few coaches out there that would definitely fit really nice in that Houston seat. So that seat's definitely getting hot.
Yeah, I'm going to go Bill O'Brien as well. I think out of all the other quarterbacks or all the other coaches, even the Dallas Cowboys situation, Jerry Jones probably doesn't care. He already came out and defended Jason Garrett, saying
they're
that
actually
now he hosts
they're actually talking contract extension over there too.
Yeah, which I already knew he wasn't going to be on the hot seat. So that really only leaves out of all the other coaches, we're not going to fire Doug Peterson. He just won a Super Bowl and got back to the divisional round with Nick Foles. Mark Wright was his first year there. I don't see that happening. John Harbaugh, I think he actually signed his 1 year, I believe, after all of that turmoil and all that other stuff that was going on. So Bill O'Brien is definitely an easy choice. He's getting to the playoffs, not winning. Another Marvin Lewis. So it'd be interesting to see how long he actually stays there. But I think his time is definitely running up.
Yeah, if I had to go and answer, I'm going Bill O'Brien. I think the cheap way is saying I don't think they made the playoffs. It's the NFL, especially the Texans. They got a young quarterback. The owner, I think, just passed away, so they're probably dealing with a lot of changes in the front office, or at least up in the ownership. I don't think anybody makes a change, but if I had to go with one, it has to be Bill O'Brien because he just hasn't been getting it done.
I do think if the Chiefs' offensive coordinator says yes, I want to interview for some head coaching jobs, he will be out at Houston, and that Chiefs OC will be a perfect fit at Houston.
It very well could be. I don't know if we talked about it before. That might be where Duke from the Packers goes. Moving on here, Duke lost last night in overtime to Syracuse yesterday. They got a lot of injured players, so I'm not going to put this on Duke struggling, but injuries are real in sports. On a scale of 1 to 10, what are we concerned? Billy, starting with you.
Not really concerned at all. I mean, Syracuse, Jim Boeheim, this championship coach, been around the block is so. Yeah, Duke is probably expected to win these games, but Trey Jones has been hurt, which really killed that defense. If you watch any of Duke games this year, this guy really stands out. Not really by the points that he scored, but it's really the on ball pressure that he puts on the opposing team. Point guard, timely pass. So I really have no worries. Zion scored 35. So if a team beating you when Zion got 35, then they had one of their best games that they could play all year. So I'm not concerned. One maybe.
So I really think after they play Virginia, I think it's their next game or the game after that. That is when you can really start to say yes, it's time to panic. Yes, it's not time to panic, because then that really I think the player depth at that point will really start to show. because you hear everything about the starting five from Duke. Who do they have on the bench? I don't know. Me, like I don't follow Duke as closely as you do, but I mean, after their starting five, I feel like it kind of falls off. So once they play the Virginia game, is it Saturday, right? They play Virginia, if I'm not mistaken. Then you will really
the 19th. Saturday.
Then you will really see the panic level start to rise if they lose that game. So on a concern level, I'm at a 3 or 4 now. If they lose to Virginia, it will definitely jump up to like a 7 or an 8 at that point.
I'm going to break a rule of the parameters that I set. Again, I'm going to say the concerns is 0 because we know how good Duke is. Yes, they are losing their point guard for a considerable amount of time, but I think he'll be fine. I don't think any of these – I think these are injuries he can come back from. This team, it's not going to matter. You give them a 1 seed, a 2 seed, or a 4 seed, I still think they're going to be favored in any bracket. If Virginia is their kryptonite and we see them go out there and lay a goose egg against Virginia, Virginia's a one-of-a-kind defense, and the odds of them meeting in the tournament is very slim considering they're both in the ACC. So I'm going to put concern at 0. This team showed you when they obliterated Kentucky at the beginning of the season that when the spotlight's on, when it's time to watch, we're going to play great.
They were also full strength, though.
Well, even then, I mean, because Kentucky's starting to come on here late and showing you that they're a contender. If you at full strength can beat a contender by 30, there's some flexibility there to not play your greatest. I'm not concerned. I don't want them to win, obviously, but I'm not concerned. Harden scores 57 points last night I believe he breaks Kobe's record for most consecutive 30-point games. Thoughts, takeaways? Are we impressed? Do we care? Mike, we'll start with you.
Obviously it's very impressive to score 30-plus points over and over and over, but it's really not as impressive just because he does take so many shots in a game. Yes, I'm happy for him. It takes a tremendous amount of skill to score that many points night in and night out. But if it were somebody else, I think it would be more impressive than what I'm thinking he has offered.
Billy.
Yeah, I'm there. I don't really think it's that impressive. I mean, yeah, I guess it's impressive on the fact that he's doing it against NBA guys night in and night out. But, last night he had just as many free throw makes as he had field goal makes. I think he had 17 for both. And the other night when he did it, I think he had 21 free throws made. So a lot of his points are coming from the free throws because he gets bailed out by a lot of referee calls. So for me, yeah, it's impressive because he's doing it in the NBA, but it's not impressive because I actually see how he's doing it, and it's not to me.
Yeah, I'm going to echo that. I mean, it's impressive if you put it against feats of human beings. I mean, me and you and Mike would get swatted and ran out the building.
Shit, I'm the best team player out here, son.
Considering the expectations, where he plays, what his history is, I would imagine a lot more players could do this. Except the fact that they care.
Billy, are you there?
Yeah.
Did we lose Matthew?
I think so.
Certainly sounds like it. So I think what Matthew was trying to say there is like there's players like Anthony Davis that he could score 30-plus points just like every night if he didn't put effort on the opposite side of the ball. So like when you do put effort on the opposite side of the ball to get boards and to play and like block shots, that takes away from your shots on the other side of the court. I kind of think that's what he was referring to here. Anything to follow up with that?
No.
Okay. I'm kind of forgetting what the rundown was.
Kareem Hunt to the Bears for sure.
There you go. What are your thoughts on that? Like,
I like the move. I like it. I mean, why not? You got Jordan Howard, who's basically a straight line running back, a guy who's kind of performed a little bit, so you know he's gonna want his money. You're gonna be able to get Kareem Hunt at a discounted price because he has no leverage to negotiate anything higher because he just needs a job. And if I'm him, I'm taking the opportunity to go to a team like the Chicago Bears because they were just in the playoffs, a missed field goal away from going back or going to the divisional round, and that defense is still going to be intact. And you're looking at me, I'm thinking about Matt Nagy's offense, kind of like offense. He's going to be basically in the same kind of role, catching the ball out the backfield, screen passes here, running football. So I like the move for both the Kareem Hunt and the Chicago Bears.
You are right on that point. I think every NFL offense is kind of going to that two-headed back system, and the Bears like 100% need that extra back. But Hunt has been quoted in like several Kansas City news outlets that he would love to come back to the Kansas City Chiefs. And I think if he's able to play in the NFL this next year, I think the Kansas City Chiefs they have the most pull for him to bring him back because I feel that Hunt is a very loyal type of guy, and he has a lot to prove, and he wants to prove to the fans at Kansas City, to the owners and himself even that he did make a mistake and he can improve on that mistake. And what better place than to do it at the team that let you go. So I mean, as I do like to move to the Bears, I don't anticipate.
I just don't think those fans will be wanting to take him back in Kansas City. I just once you're released and your fans get knowledge of what you're released for, everybody want to play hero at that time. I think maybe a new city, new locale, will work for him. I just don't think. Now, I think if the Kansas City Chiefs have that opportunity to bring him back, I think no question they at least have to entertain the idea that of him coming back. I just think that fan base, which means a lot to these owners, public perception. I'm not sure.
I think any place where it's not a large media like pull would be good for him. So like if he were to go to LA or New York or somewhere like that, he would definitely not fit very well because the media would be down his throat the whole time. So
agreed.
So what was the next topic? Did you have it down? All right, guys. So it seems like we're having a little bit of technical difficulties here. But thanks for joining for RTF Sports Talk, guys, today. Be sure to go ahead and follow the podcast. Share this with a couple friends. Give us a ranking, preferably 5 stars. If it's not 5 stars, let us know why, and we'll do better next time. We'll catch you guys tomorrow, same time, same place, same locale. You know the goods. We out.